So I didn't always make my living from music. For about the 5 years after graduating from an upstanding liberal arts university, this was my day job. I was a self-employed living statue called the 8-Foot Bride, and I love telling people I did this for a job because everybody always wants to know who are these freaks in real life. Hello. I painted myself white one day, stood on a box, put a hat or a can at my feet, and when someone came by and dropped in money, I handed them a flower and some intense eye contact. And if they didn't take the flower, I threw in a gesture of sadness and longing as they walked away.
Amanda Palmer grew up in Lexington, Massachusetts. She learned to play the piano and developed her passion for music, eventually working as a street performer until she met Brian Vigiloni, and with him formed the Dresden Dolls. From there, her career began to take off as the Dolls built a very large and involved fan base. Many of these fans have stayed with her throughout the years.
The way I ran my career and the way I ran the Dresden Dolls didn't feel like this shiesty, strategic ploy to like social network and get close to our fans so that we could make a lot of money. We just did that because that's what we liked doing. Like, you spend enough time with your fans and they really know you and they really like you and they really trust you. And this sort of thing doesn't seem strange, it seems very possible. But then from the outside, if you haven't been following the plot, it looks like this kind of crazy phenomenon. So trying to explain to someone in a few sentences how I've spent the last 13 years of my life and how I've connected with every fan and been very, very, very close in a real way with my fan base. It's kind of hard to explain because it's a long story, but none of this is surprising to me, and it's not really surprising to people around me.
During her career, Amanda has been no stranger to controversy, making waves with loud statements regarding feminism, body image, art, and whatever may happen in the news. In 2010, she began a Kickstarter campaign in order to fund her most recent album, Theater is Evil, without a record label. The campaign was met with a wide amount of support, and over $1 million were donated. The album was released in September of 2012.
I think this album is the most personal and intimate, and also the most poppy and mainstream record I've ever made. So the fact that I got the album that I had been dreaming about, and the fact that this was really my first big independent release happening at the same time was great. I wouldn't have put this album out until it was fantastic.